Okay, recording. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you paused it and you got all the details you wanted on your portrait, your self-portrait. And if you are working on the advanced lesson, we're going to add the thoughts. This one I spent a little longer on, you can tell. We're going to have some clouds, thinking clouds going up. If you're working on the Bible verse, which is 2 Corinthians 10:5b, you can spend a little longer working on that when you're done with your drawing. We're going to have some thought clouds going up, and this is for the Christian art lesson now for those who are more advanced. And we're going to have a thought cloud.
Okay, what are we?
Now our thoughts, you can see I have a soldier here, which is yourself in battle armor, and battling, which I made flames to represent Satan, the devil, and the demons are out there trying to get us to think of evil things. So if you're doing this more advanced lesson, you want to do some flames and like evil thought over here. Then you'd like to do yourself with the armor of God, which is the helmet of salvation, if you know Ephesians chapter 6, verse 18. The sword of the Spirit, which is your only offensive armor, which you want to definitely have. Now remember, you can stop it at any time if I'm going too fast. The shield of faith. You want to come down. I like putting a little face mask on my helmet of salvation. It's for more protection. More like a kind of like a football helmet. Then you have the breastplate of righteousness. You make your arm holding the sword. Like I said, this is a more advanced part of the lesson. I'm going a little fast so we could get to the watercolor painting for everybody to join in. But if you want to, this is just an option if you want to go for the more advanced Bible verse and showing how we take our thoughts captive. The Bible verses take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. Showing of how if we stop thinking of bad things, we'll do less bad things. If we start to think of more lovely things, like the Bible tells us in Philippians verse 8, 4 verse 8 that is, to think of lovely, noble, pure, lovely things, then we'll probably behave more nicely. So when we get to these evil thoughts, like I want to punch my brother, we want to battle it and win the battle, we will be thinking of more lovely thoughts. Alright, that's a quick sketch, guys. What we're going to work now is with watercolor. Regular watercolor paints, okay? Any pack will do. Now, the lid here is for mixing colors. So what we're going to do is start with the lightest color, because once you start with light, you don't want your water to get muddy. Oops, it's dripping down a little bit with me because I'm going up and down. If you're with watercolor, you want to work flat. Now I'm going to add some yellow to start with the flames here. Okay? And in the yellow, I'm going to add a little bit of red with, so it kind of looks like fiery flames. And you get to mix it around like soup with the water and the watercolor if you want it darker. Then the darker colors will show. Okay, that's just showing a little bit of the fiery flame colors. That's red and yellow, if you're doing the more advanced. Now for those who are not, if you're deciding not to do the thought captive, you always want to have paper towel. Watercolors are great about dabbing and cleaning up. Then we're going to work on peach or skin color. How to do so is you get some yellow, you bring it to your lid. This is where we mix new colors, is on your lid, not in the colors. You want to keep them clean. After you do the yellow, you want to add a little drop of orange. Make it a little peachy. Now look at your skin tone. Do you have a little brown? Probably a little drop of brown. And in art, when I was an art major, they taught me just a little drop of green is in all skin tones to make it more natural. Now, like if you have rosy cheeks and want to add a little red, clean your brush between colors, keep on going, adding a little yellow, adding a little peachy, orangey color. You want to mix these colors together till you get the color you like. It's nice to have scrap paper around to try it out. Does that look too orangey? If so, add a little more yellow. Is that more of a peachy skin tone? I think so. Now you want it to be light and transparent, because what we're going to do is add water to it once you get on your brush and just add a really light coat on your portrait. And what this does also, even though it's transparent, see-through mostly, it's going to set, it work like a fixative and set your pencil drawing, so that way when you touch it, it won't smear like when we smeared it with our finger. So this works also like a fixative when you wet pencil drawing. Now, it's okay, if you saw it, I kind of made a mistake and went right over the eye. What's great about watercolors is you can dab it and have it come right up, or you can even wet it and dab it if you make a mistake. If you get it right away when it's wet, you can get it clean and have your eyes back to pure white, because we're going to add the color on them in a little while. Now, we worked hard on blending and making some shading in the cheeks, so I'm doing a really transparent light coloring. Now when you have the peach out, don't forget this is you up here too. So you want to do the head, the neck, the legs, wherever you see your skin. Okay? Next I'm going to add a little red, mix it around to my skin tone to have a little more pinkish tone on the lips. Okay? Now when I have my red out, I'm going to add, I like having that little feathery Roman soldier fluff on the Roman soldier helmet. And I'm going to have a little red shirt on under my breastplate of righteousness. Add a little color up in here. Okay, now decide, do you want to have red on your shirt? Maybe I'm going to add a heart on my shirt in the picture here. Now you get to decide what color shirt you're going to do. Okay? Now think about how it's working on this. Clean your brush about your eye color. Now if you have brown eyes, you can add brown. If you have blue eyes, you add blue. You can do whatever color eyes you want, actually. I have children with blue eyes, and blue eyes are what I'm going to do on my picture here, because I think it's easier to see than the brown kind of just blends in as I'm teaching this lesson. Now, like, you're working flat, so your colors should not bleed and drip. And this, actually, around the neck is getting a blob, and I'm going to do what's called the controlled drip. If you have a lot of water on your watercolor, you can control the drip and make it go where you want to. That's called the control drip. It's really a lot of fun. Okay, if you have blonde hair, start with yellow, but then look in the mirror and think about your color hair. I think everybody has more than one color in their hair, so I added brown with yellow right away onto the hair. And you can, don't forget the eyebrows when you're up in there, adding a little bit of color. Now, I think you get the picture. You start dark, you add water, and you can blend it with watercolor and spread it as you go. And that's where you want to get your colors. You can see that color different than that color. That's because I added a little yellow in with the brown, and I'm mixing the colors up here or on your palette. You can add them. Okay? So, are you that far? If not, stop the video at any time. Get caught up. What I'm going to do is try to finish this really quickly, so you can just stop the video and paint as much as you want at home. Make the coolest painting ever. And you could get the picture. What I'm doing is trying to add these thought clouds to come out a little more. So I'm going to just add a little bit of curvation to that. And you get to finish this at your own pace. Hopefully write out the Bible verse. If you have a Bible, it's 2 Corinthians 10:5b. I focused in on it at the beginning of the lesson. If you want to rewind and start the lesson over, you can pause it and write that Bible verse out with the video, or you can look it up in your Bible. Now I'm going to have a kind of final touches here. And I'm going to say good job on your first art lesson. What we're going to do is have an art lesson a week during the school year, and I even have some summer more fun lessons. And there'll be some crafts around Christmas time so we can make Christmas presents for people. We got a lot of fun things coming up with free art lessons with Renee. Hope to see you back.